everyone, I'm Jasmine Sidhu and I welcome you all once again to my online tutorials. I know it has been a long time since I've posted any video, but just for my beautiful audience, I'm back again. So in my today's video, I'll be taking up the explanation of a poem, and I know definitely you're going to like this video, so please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Now, in my today's video, I have taken up the explanation of a poem named On Killing a Tree. This beautiful poem has been penned down by Giv Patel, and if I tell you about this writer, you'll be very proud to know that he is an Indian poet and he was born on 18 August 1940, and he is a renowned playwright, painter, and as well he is a practicing physician. He's a doctor based in Mumbai. Now, how this writing came to this doctor, it was actually that Patel, he belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the green movement, which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. And we'll see that all his poems actually speak of deep concerns for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. So this is how this poem has been penned down by him. And if we see the title of the poem, it is very simple and appropriate as it contains the concern of the poet towards merciless killing of trees. The poet in this poem, he talks about cruelty of human beings in chopping down trees for their selfish interests, right? Apparently, the poem reads how to do, that is how a tree is killed. The process of killing a tree has been explained over here, but actually it is a passionate appeal to the humans not to cut trees. We'll see in this poem that this poem depicts the survival instinct of a strong tree which refuses to die even when its trunk and branches have been chopped off. The real strength and vitality of a tree lie in its deep roots. And when these roots are withered, they are exposed to vagaries of weather. At that time, the tree loses its life. So, this procedure has been beautifully explained by the poet over here, but the hidden idea is a very, very strong appeal to the audience, to the human beings, that we should understand that trees are living beings just like us, right? And it is not easy to kill them, for they also have a never say die attitude to life. As I told you, it's a long process. If you want to kill a tree, it's just not that you're going to give a blow with an axe and the tree will die. No, the poet appreciates the resilience of trees, that they take all kinds of attacks, wounds in their stride and refuse to die. He wonders if human beings can ever have this kind of attitude towards life, because we human beings, we very quickly get demotivated, we get morose for small situations or bad situations in our life. But what about the tree? So he appreciates that resilience of the tree, that quality of bouncing back to life. So let's take the poem in detail. See the first paragraph. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. Now, the word jab over here means a sudden rough blow. So, this stanza opens with the poet's statement that killing a tree is a long process, right? And it consumes a lot of time. It is just not the single blow of the axe or the knife that will, dampen the spirit of the tree. No, if you think that you'll just give a hard blow to the bark of the tree, it will die, then you are mistaken. It will not cause its death. And the reason poet is giving over here is, the reason is that the tree draws its nourishment from nature, which makes it very, very strong. The bark of the tree, he says, can be discolored. Over here, he is using the word leprous hide. This is a metaphor over here, and leprous hide means, if you have ever seen a person suffering from leprosy disease, the skin becomes patchy, right? The skin is discolored of the human being. So, that condition he is referring to the tree over here. That maybe with time the bark of the tree get discolored, but still you'll see small new leaves, small branches, they sprout from that discolored bark also. Why? Because the tree has been taking nourishment from the nature, the sunlight, the air, the water, the roots underneath the earth's crust. They provide all the nourishment to the tree, and that's why the tree holds itself firmly to the surface of the earth. So just one simple blow, one cut will not, kill the tree. See the next paragraph. He says, so hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature bogs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. So, in these lines, the poet addresses a person who is trying to kill a tree. He's trying to make that person understand that your simple one hard, rough blow will not finish a tree. The tree will not die. In this paragraph, he appreciates the resilience, the bouncing back to life spirit of trees. He states that maybe, the powerful blows of the human being which he has given to the tree with an axe, that can only give pain and scars to the tree, but it cannot put an end to its life. He further explains that that blow which has caused an injury, a wound on the bark of the tree, that is the bleeding bark. Bleeding bark is again a metaphor over here, which he has compared to the injury of a human being. When you get injured, there is a wound on your body, the blood oozes out. Similarly, he says that when you cut a tree, the sap starts oozing out, which is just like the blood which comes out from a wound of a human being. But with time, that wound heals. That is not the reason for putting an end to the life of a tree. He further states and supports his statement that, even if the whole bark is hacked, right, and it will fall on the ground, you'll see that small branches, miniature bogs means small, miniature means small, bogs means fresh branches. He says that even from that cut part of the bark which is lying on the ground, from there also the trees, they have the capability to grow again, and if that growth is unchecked, you'll see that they take its original size. They grow to the original size if it has not been checked by you. So in the just what the poet is trying to say is that the tree has the potential to regenerate. It appreciates the healing powers of a tree which has been blessed by nature to them. So your just one single blow will not put an end to a tree. Then in the next paragraph, he explains us the actual process, that if you want to kill a tree, how it happens. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. The source white and wet. The strength of the tree over here means the roots. The source white and wet, this is again referred to the roots of a tree, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. So in this stanza, poet talks about the procedure, the process that can kill a tree. He says that if you really want to kill a tree, you have to separate the tree from the earth, which is very strongly supporting it. Now, when you are separating it from the earth, obviously you have to pull out the roots of the tree, right? Those roots which are very sensitive and hidden part of the tree, they have to be detached. And how you will do it? He says that pulling out the roots, people actually have to tie a rope around the bark of the tree and apply great force to completely uproot it. And it's not easy, right? But that is the way how you have to take out the roots. And when these roots, the sensitive part will be out out in the sunlight, then the process of killing a tree begins. And towards the last paragraph, he says, then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So he says, once when the tree has been uprooted, roots are exposed to the vagaries of weather. Then gradually it withers and dries up with the action of heat and wind, right? When that sensitive part is exposed to excessive heat, wind, uh, that time, the roots they starts drying up. When they dry up, they change the color, they become hard, then they become brittle, and finally the tree is dead. So this is how the procedure takes. Rather, appealing to the audience that how to kill a tree, the hidden meaning over here is that it's a long procedure which will take time, and it's better that we should not go to that procedure because it is time consuming. On contrary, we should have a mindset to protect the trees, right? So now quickly let's look at the poetic devices, though I have explained you the metaphor side by side. So first of all, we see that there is no specific rhyming scheme in the poem. It's written in free verse, and metaphor I have already explained to you, leprous hide and bleeding bark. Then in accordance to that, we have alliteration over here and enchantment. Enchantment, as I told you in my previous video, that when one sentence rolls over into the second or the third line without any pauses marked by full stop or comma, that is enchantment. And one example I have given you over here, not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly consuming the earth. One example I have given you, rest you should find out from the poem. Then we have alliteration over here, that is the repetition of consonant sounds at regular intervals, like bleeding bark. B sound is repeated over here. White and wet. W sound is repeated over here. So these are the basic poetic devices which are there in this poem. I hope you might have understood the poem nicely and you would have liked my video. So once again, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.